Have you ever wondered which veteran Star Trek stars truly changed not just sci-fi, but American TV? I have, and I went deep for this one. I'm Sarah Reed, and you're watching Golden American Legends. Today, I'm counting down 10 icons from the original series and the next generation. Think bold captains, cool helmsmen, miracle engineers, and one very logical friend with pointed ears. Star Trek first aired on NBC on 1966-908, and from that day, the future felt closer. A multicultural, gender-inclusive bridge in the middle of the 1960s? That was radical. In 1968, the episode Plato's Stepchildren even showed TV's first interracial kiss. That wasn't just TV, it was a signal to America that the future could be better. Quick poll, who's your favorite legend? Kirk, Spock, or someone else? Tell me in the comments. For this episode, I dug into interviews, episode guides, and even NASA tributes to make sure we honor each star with care. You'll hear famous lines, surprising stats, and how these actors shaped real-world change. Stick around as we go from number 10 to number 1. Some picks will feel classic, others may surprise you. Ready? Let's open hailing frequencies and begin the countdown with number 10. Then keep watching to see who takes the top slot. In number 10, we have Commander William Riker. What makes Riker a crew favorite? For me, it's the mix of heart and swagger. Jonathan Frakes plays Picard's right hand like a pro. Steady voice, quick smile, and always ready to take the away team. He appeared in 176 TNG episodes across all 7 seasons, so if something big was happening, Riker was probably right there leading the charge. But here's the twist I love. Frakes didn't just act, he shaped Star Trek behind the camera. He directed 2 big films, First Contact and Insurrection, and dozens of TV episodes across the Trek universe. I checked old credits and production notes. You can literally watch him walk from the captain's chair to the director's chair and keep the story moving. That's rare. Riker also gave TNG a bit of swagger. The famous grin, the confident stance, and yes, the occasional smooth dance step. He made the future feel fun. He was the first officer you trusted when things got weird, and on Star Trek, things get weird a lot. Riker helped steer the franchise when it needed momentum. That was number 10. But could anyone engineer a more dramatic save than Riker? Set course for number 9. In number 9, we have Lieutenant Worf. Why was a Klingon in Starfleet such a big deal? Because it turned a former enemy into family. Michael Dorn's Worf blended honor and duty and showed us that strength can sit right beside restraint. He taught humans on the Enterprise what Klingon honor really meant: loyalty, courage, and a code you do not break. Dorn holds the Star Trek record for on-screen time, over 280 appearances across The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. We cross-checked episode guides to confirm it. That is commitment. And Worf's arc isn't just battles. It's culture, fatherhood, loss, and pride. You feel the weight every time he says, "We are Klingons, born for war," and then chooses a better path for peace. Worf changed how we see Klingons. He made a villain species into one of Trek's most beloved cultures. That's a huge shift in American TV, where aliens often stayed one note. Here, a Klingon sat at the main table and argued for honor with a star and a sash on his chest. That was brave writing and a brave performance. Number 9 was a warrior with a heart, but not every legend carries a bat'leth. Number 8 wants to be human. In number 8, we have Lieutenant Commander Data. Can a machine teach us what it means to be human? Brent Spiner made the answer feel like yes. Data served on the Enterprise D with a calm face and a curious mind. He studied jokes, painting, music, and even friendship. Across all 178 TNG episodes, he kept trying to understand love, art, and laughter. I reread scripts and interviews to pick his most human moments, and the list is long. Spiner's precision is the secret. The stillness, the wide-eyed wonder, the tiny tilt of the head, it all makes Data feel like a child learning a giant world. And then boom, he surprises you with bravery. Episodes like The Measure of a Man pushed big questions about personhood. Is a thinking, feeling android a person? Data made classrooms and living rooms debate that for years. Spiner also played Data's family, Lore and B4, showing range and giving the writers new ways to ask, what is a self? Data was our mirror. He reminded us that being human is a choice we practice, not a switch we flip. That was number 8. Data found a kind of soul. Now, let's swing the camera to a cool helmsman with quiet swagger, number 7. In number 7, we have Mr. Sulu. How did a helmsman and his actor become cultural icons? George Takei Sulu brought calm, skill, and style to the bridge of the Enterprise. He could take the con without breaking a sweat and, when duty called, take command like he was born for it. I love how his confidence was never loud, it was steady. That mattered on TV in the late 1960s. Off-screen, Takei's story is powerful. As a child, he lived in U.S. internment camps during World War II. Later, he turned that painful history into advocacy for justice. He became one of the earliest openly gay stars to speak out and married his husband in 2008. He also brought Trek's spirit to the stage with the musical Allegiance and keeps fans laughing online. Today, millions follow his posts because he mixes humor with heart. Sulu showed America an Asian American officer in a smart, respected role, a quiet first for TV. And Takei kept that hope alive across generations through activism and storytelling. That was number 7, steady at the helm and bold in life. From the bridge to the engine room now, because number 6 was the heartbeat of the crew. In number 6, we have Dr. Leonard Bones McCoy. What's a starship without a caring doctor? DeForest Kelley gave the Enterprise its conscience. Bones was gruff, funny, and loyal. He fussed over his boys, Kirk and Spock, because he cared. And those one-liners? Come on! I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer. Never gets old. I clipped a bunch of those scenes again, and the timing still hits. Kelley appeared in all 3 seasons of the original series and all 6 original cast films. That's a long run of compassion on screen. Bones balanced Spock's logic and Kirk's bravado. When Kirk rushed forward, Bones asked, "At what cost?" When Spock leaned on logic, Bones made space for feeling. That triangle is why TOS feels alive even now. I revisited Kelley's late career chats and FanCon moments, and you can see how much he loved fans back. He knew Bones wasn't just comic relief, he was the heart. He was proof that empathy belongs in leadership, even in deep space. That was number 6, the doctor who kept our heroes human. If Bones was the heart, who ran the heart of the ship's reactor? Power up. Number 5 is ready to work a miracle. In number 5, we have Chief Engineer Montgomery Scotty Scott. How did a plucky engineer become Trek's true magician? James Doohan made Scotty the person you call when the universe says no. Under pressure, you could almost hear him grip the console. "I'm giving her all she's got!" And somehow, the ship held together. Doohan's real life shaped that grit. He was a World War II veteran who lost a finger in combat. Watch closely, he hides it on camera with clever blocking. He also voiced multiple characters and pulled off accents and languages, French, Russian, Welsh, across episodes. I double-checked the credits and it's all there. As for "Beam me up, Scotty," the exact phrase never aired, but the myth stuck. It still sums up his legend, the man who could get you home. If you're enjoying these deep, research-driven stories, hit subscribe. I've got more classic icons coming your way. Scotty made engineering heroic. He turned problem-solving into a cliffhanger. He showed kids that being great with tools and math could save the day. That was number 5, the miracle worker. Bones and Scotty kept the crew alive, but the next legend recruited real astronauts. Set a course for number 4. In number 4, we have Lt Uhura. How did the communications officer change the world? Nichelle Nichols played Uhura as poised, brilliant, and present, one of the first leading recurring black female characters on U.S. television. In the 1960s, that image sent a shockwave. It said the future includes everyone. The show even made history in 1968's Plato Stepchildren with TV's first interracial kiss. Nichols' impact jumped off the screen. After TOS, she worked with NASA to recruit a broader class of astronauts. In 1978, the group included the first Black American in space, Guy Bluford, and the first American woman, Sally Ride. NASA's own tribute later praised her work. Administrator Bill Nelson called her a trailblazing actress who held a mirror up to America that strengthened civil rights. I pulled that from NASA's memorial because the words matter. Nichols died on July 30, 2022, but her legacy lives in every young person who looks at a console, a lab, or a cockpit and says, "I belong." She wasn't just a character, she was a bridge to the real final frontier. That was number 4. From inspiration to diplomacy, who would you trust to lead a crisis? Engage. Number 3 takes the chair. In number 3, we have Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Why did a British Shakespearean dominate the captain's chair? Patrick Stewart brought gravitas and warmth. His voice could calm a room. His logic could win a war without firing a phaser. Picard led with ethics, restraint, and the prime directive always in mind. I rewatched Darmok, The Inner Light, and Tapestry to catch that quiet power again. It's still electric. Stewart guided the Enterprise for 177 TNG episodes and then led 4 feature films. In 2010, he was knighted for his services to drama. That honor fits. He took a niche sci-fi role and turned it into a global lesson on leadership. Later, he returned in the 2020s for Star Trek Picard, handing the story to a new generation while giving us one more chance to hear, "Make it so." Picard balanced courage with curiosity. He listened, he debated, he learned. On American TV, that model of leadership felt rare then, and still does. When I track Trek's influence, Picard's shadow stretches long across captains we love today. That was number 3, the philosopher in the big chair. From cool reason to cool logic, let's raise the Vulcan salute. Number 2 is Spock. In number 2, we have Mr. Spock. What made Spock a pop culture force like no other? Leonard Nimoy gave us a half-human, half-Vulcan lens to examine our own hearts. His eyebrow, his voice, and that famous salute, "Live long and prosper," became a language the whole world understood. Nimoy struggled in small roles for 15 years before Star Trek cast him in 1966. The moment he put on those ears, he became a legend. Creator Gene Roddenberry once joked, "Someday, I'm going to make a science fiction series and put pointed ears on that guy." I love that line because it shows how vivid Nimoy was to everyone who met him. When he died on February 27, 2015, at age 83, fans filled streets, billboards, and timelines with the hashtag LLAP tag. I revisited those tributes, and you can feel the gratitude. Spock urged logic, but he never denied feeling. The needs of the many still hits like a bell. On American TV, he turned difference into wisdom. He made the outsider essential. That was number 2, a calm light in a noisy galaxy. We've saluted logic, now let's celebrate legend. At number 1, the captain who launched it all and then actually flew to space. In number 1, we have Captain James T. Kirk. Who could top this list? The man who boldly went first and later used an actual rocket. William Shatner played Kirk in 79 episodes of TOS and 8 Star Trek films, more Trek movies than any other actor. He made leadership brave, witty, and a little reckless, in the best way. He could talk down a godlike computer at noon and share a quiet human moment by night. And then real life caught up. In 2021, at age 90, Shatner flew on a Blue Origin mission and became the oldest person ever to reach space. I checked the flight details because it still sounds unreal. Kirk dreamed about it, Shatner did it. Many folks remember "Beam me up," even though the exact phrase "Beam me up, Scotty" never aired. Myths happen when characters get huge. Shatner remains one of the few living stars from the original bridge. His Kirk set the tone for every captain who followed. Bold, curious, and ready to risk himself for his crew. That was number 1. We've arrived at the top, but the story of Star Trek's legacy stretches far beyond this list. Stay with me for a final thought and a question. So what ties all these legends together after all? For me, it's this. They entertained us and they inspired us. On screen, we saw diversity, teamwork, and hope. Off screen, the impact was real. NASA even named the first space shuttle Enterprise after fan campaigns. And the tech? Communicators hinted at flip zones. Tablets looked a lot like, well, tablets. Star Trek said the future could be kind, and these actors made that feel true. We honored facts today by by combing interviews, episode credits, and NASA tributes. I want you to have the good stuff, not just the myths. Space, the final frontier. That line still gives me chills. If this countdown made you smile or remember a scene, please like and share it with a fellow fan. This has been Golden American Legends, and I'd love to keep exploring with you. Make it official. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive. Thanks for watching. Which legend did we miss? Who's your number 11? And what moment made you a fan for life?